thank you for tuning into this video. My name is Mr. Bonthoys and I'm one of the master instructors here today at Martial Art World. In this video, we're going to be walking through a step-by-step tutorial of how to tie your belt in the correct way, walking through every single step to ensure you do it in the correct format, ready for your future training. So let's jump into it and begin from the start. Now, as you can see with my belt from here, it's already demonstrating that I've tied the knot, and the aim of this is to ensure that you end up with a rough symmetry across both ends of the belt, so that way it's not going to fall out of place and it looks nice and neat. Now, if we go from the beginning here where I untie my belt, so we're at a like-for-like same stage process here, we're going to start by ensuring that we have the belt placed in both of our hands and roughly aim for a similar kind of length. This is a good start point to begin with. What we are going to do though is start by taking that belt behind our waistline, taking the belt in each of our hands, and what we're aiming for is to make sure that we have one short length in one hand and one long end of the belt in the other. So for myself, if you can follow through the same step-by-step process as we go along, I'm going to start today with the short length in my left hand beside my left hip. The long length, of course, is by my right hip, and what we need to concentrate on is taking that left short end of the belt over in front of my right hip line and aiming for it to be just above the right knee. This is a good reference point to start with. Depending on your body mass and structure, you may well find that the belt does go over your hips round once or wrap twice. Regardless, what the aim here is to make sure that we end up with the correct finish, where we aim for that degree of symmetry across both ends of the belt. Now, if we continue here with my right hand, with the long length of the belt, this is now going to come in front of the waistline. It's going to wrap around for myself a second time, as you can see, until it ends up back round towards the center. Now, if tied in the correct way, I should be able to let go, ensuring that you've got a good rough degree of tension, but it's not overly too tight, and equally it's not going to come too loose whilst you're training. Now, continuing with the long length of my right hand, this is now going to come to the center of the waist, and it's now going to be positioned underneath both wraps of the belt. As you can see from here, I'm going to place it underneath both until it comes back out through the top and sits in front. It's now at this stage where we can make further refinements within our uniform to make sure we're nice and neat. So in principle, we can neaten our uniform from here, as you can see, and then more importantly, we can make those tension adjustments with our belt. So at this stage, we now need to make sure that before we tie our knot, it sits comfortably. Now we're ready to continue. With the top end of the belt in my left hand and the bottom end in the right, it's important to understand that the top end of my left is going to come in front. You can see that's placed on top in front, and now this is where we tie the knot, coming through the center gap. As you can see from here, it's coming through. Once we've done that, we can now bring the belt out the other end, and this is now where we can give it a sharp tug from at this stage, and then the belt will sit in the correct way. As you can see at this stage, we now have the knot in the correct format, and we're sitting comfortably here. Once you start to wear on your belt throughout your training, it will sit more comfortably, so don't worry if it's a little bit stiff. That will come in a very short space of time. But if you do find that it's out of balance, slightly like mine right here, this is now where we can refine it by coming back to the last step. We can then refasten in the way that we need to from here and just make those small adjustments in either direction. Once you've got that roughly correct, we then tie the knot in the same format with the top end of the belt coming in front through that center gap. And once we've tied it from here, then you'll be more symmetrical, just like myself. And of course, you can neaten your uniform and you're ready to start within your training. So ladies and gents, it's been a pleasure to walk you through this tutorial. I hope you found this convenient to watch. And if you need to rewatch it, please do. In a short space of time, you'll be able to do this off by heart, and then that won't come down at any point, and you can continue looking very consistent and uniform within your training. So ladies and gents, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you in the near future. Take care. Bye-bye.